Hello friends, Arthur here, and this is part 3 of ZSL Racetrack review. And we start with Roundabout by Mr. Habib, hope I pronounce this correctly. And I played this track during showcase, and there was like several complaints on Ronan stream about first jump. It's really tough and you need to do it really perfectly, and transition to the wall ride also really tricky, and last skip I would say, which was done by After himself, and it could save you like 3/10 I guess. The final lap by Hate Hater, and really cool interesting map of way how it's done. So it's basically 2-lap track where you do this track whole 2 laps, same layout but different checkpoints. And I love that you can choose like first person view, third person view. It gives you an option for way how you want to approach it. If you're better from first person view, you can do it there. If you're better in third, you can do this way. As of layout, I wouldn't say there's anything really hard. Maybe one thing I could say is to choose correct checkpoint near the finish, because potentially it could be hard to go into the finish. But really nice, fun track. Sundering Sunset by Mao and Maki collaboration track, and it's really flowy, really feel nice. Completely different approach from Mao and Maki for ZSL, because well, you need to build something doable for most of the people who take it. And it's really, as I said, nice flow, no really hard elements, no speed checks, maybe several challenging transition, especially at the end in the pipe, but I would say it's more like if you do it correctly, you can do this track faster. If you do it badly, you still finish but lose some time. And decoration is really nice and beautiful, I would say, with all these fish tanks and pools. Bahrainkist by me. And one of the idea why I was starting doing all this review is to give some feedback for afters, maybe either give some perspective not from their point of view but from like ordinary player. And after St. Nicholas feedback, I changed concept for this track. So layout's completely the same. I was trying to do replica from like Bahrain Formula 1 track, but concept is different. So now it's booster only on the start of the straight, and for made it quite challenging, I put cars to avoid them. And one advice for you, as you can see, red car always the last one or the first one on the track. It's basically point where you need to start braking if you want to do it safe. It's not ideal, but it's how I put them, that everyone could finish, so you start braking when you overtake red cars. So it should help you to do this track. ZSL Stadium by Lazy Hidna. Well, it is quite challenging track, especially checkpoint 2 and transition to the checkpoint 3. For me, it was impossible to do it cleanly. Maybe if I would grind this track more, like couple session more, probably I could do it, but for like 7 minutes or 5 in this case, it was quite hard to do. But it's really fun and nice, and if you do everything correctly, it is quite flowy. Library Don't mix by Gearwork Dragon. Well, on this track, just follow the dots. It's give you correct points to how to approach for all blind turns, blind jumps and transitions. The only hard part for this track is jump transition to the wall, right? So even if I do it with like dot line, like for some reason several times I just over jump it, and yeah, it's quite hard, but all other parts are pretty fun and, well, a little bit of luck in the end. Zeepa Horizon by Diabler and Harmless. So very interesting track, very interesting concept. And this is not like challenging track for you to end, because there's no any really hard elements, really hard checkpoints, but it's all about precision and driving on the sand, because you need to be really smooth and really precise on all this sand turning, because it's slow use so hard, and it's all about lines. If you do it perfectly, you will gain so many time. If you several time do extra turn, you losing grip on the sand and losing speed a lot, so you will lose a lot of time. So really interesting and fun track. Spaceway Raceway by Groovin. Well, I love that all checkpoints are numbered. It is cool, but I would say it's quite fast track, and yet again, when your soapbox faster than 150, you need to be very mindful on how you steering, because each time it's try to lose grip and you start to losing speed and not turning as you want. So managing turning on high speed is, I believe, the key for this track. But overall, it's nice track. There's no really hard elements, no blind turns. Maybe really interesting element is second jump after checkpoint 3, where you need to find the correct way to jump on these bumps to not fly over the track. But all other parts are really fun and doable. Spoooooooky Factory by Sandals, and I believe this is the first icy pipe track for this ZSL, and yet again, as always for all this bobsleigh track, you need to be prepared for all this turn in a half pipe to not fly over, and because it's ice it could be tricky, so correct approach to each turn would be really beneficial for you, and you can easily finish this track, or it completely could ruin your run. And I really appreciate that Sandals didn't put any corkscrew elements on this track. It could be quite challenging for most of the players. Floaty Fantasy Fortress by Renergy, and for me it was quite challenging map of all this jump, all this transition. I really love this really interesting way how Renergy fight with cutters on all this line, when you can cut the track or use a small like advantage on a wall ride. There's like soapy wheels, so you can't go back. It is fun, it is nice. I believe this track has several layouts or several approaches to the tracks, like harder, safer, or it wasn't intentional. I'm really curious to find out why there is several lines for several turns. Okay guys, thanks for watching this part. Hope you enjoyed. There are so many really fun hard tracks this time. It will be quite challenging to vote and choose only 15 of them. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video and leave likes, subscribe, leave comments what track you love most, and see you next time. Bye.